So, at first, could you please introduce yourself? Who are you? What are you doing?
Of course, I am Jan van Lamoen. I am the narrative designer for Spellforce 3.
So, Spellforce 3. For someone who never played Spellforce game, could you give a short explanation? What is Spellforce?
Definitely. So Spellforce is the unique blend between RPG and RTS mechanics. One thing we cannot stress enough is that we are not a RPG with RTS mechanics, neither are we RTS with RPG mechanics. We are seriously the blend between the two. Every design decision we make supports this. So how you can see this is while you're building an army and expanding your kingdom, you have your heroes, which is your hero party that consists of 4 people, actually exploring the map, doing quests, trying to make the world a better place in a certain type of way. So while you're still managing and your units and your armies, you also have this hero party that actually also has loot, and it can level up, it can use abilities, it can get equipment. It's a really cool blend between the two types of genres.
So RPG and RTS, how do you manage it to do the transition between those two?
So that's actually a pretty cool question, because there is no transition. That's like the core goal that we're trying to make, is you are constantly playing an RPG RTS. So you're not in the RPG mode at this moment and in the RTS mode at the other moment. You are constantly busy with all the mechanics that we offer, as we like to call it. We aren't even referring to things anymore as an RPG thingy or this thingy or that thingy. We have hero mechanics, we have building base mechanics, we have resource mechanics, worker managed mechanics, we have sector mechanics, we have all these mechanics, and they together become our unique blend between what people know as RPG and RTS games.
All right. So in the presentation we saw an important element that you pointed out. It is the exploration. So why should I explore the world in Spellforce 3?
So there are a lot of reasons to do this. In the campaign especially, exploring will be rewarded in great ways. So in one way would be you actually find different quests, but these quests lead to new maps, so you can explore whole new environments. In these environments you may find more quests that lead to items, that lead to very legendary items, infused god items, these really awesome things that you took a full journey for just because you started exploring, and then you get this awesome item with cool, unique abilities. We don't want you to get like stat items, but items that are really feel epic and powerful that you can use in the battlefield. So exploration will be rewarded with items and sometimes even new units for your army.
Great. So another aspect is the base building. So what's interesting for me is how deep is this base building feature? How deep can I go? What can I do while base building?
So you can do lots of stuff while base building, everything you would expect from like RTS type mechanics. But the thing we toned down a bit is the micromanagement needed for base building. We went more into a macro management type of system where you're actually working with like an economy that you need to keep alive and need to have vibrant, instead of having your workers mine resources by clicking on them and letting them cut buildings. But you can just, within a sector that you claim, you can just put buildings, you can upgrade buildings, you can create barracks, you can upgrade your units using other buildings, you can find new sectors where are different resources, where you need a different type of building. I mean, it's just a full building mechanic that you'd expect from something like that, plus an economical effect.
And what is your way to keep me in this strategic mode so that it doesn't become the boring classic, I build my base, I defend my base, and at the end, when my army is big enough, I send them out to fight my enemy?
Cool. So we actually have a really nifty mechanic for that, which is the sector gameplay. To expand your kingdom, you actually claim sectors. So the map is divided in a lot of sectors, and you can claim these with your hero party. Claiming a sector will make the sector available to you and make all the resources and buildings in that sector available to you. This means that there could be very powerful buildings in specific sectors or very useful resources in others, and the enemy, both you and the enemy, want these either buildings or resources. So you're constantly battling over these sectors because you need to get them as fast as possible to get a strategic upper hand. And I think this is definitely a way in which we force the player to start fighting and clashing as soon as possible, instead of indeed just waiting to be attacked until your army's big enough and attack the other guy. One of the things that someone in a different presentation actually said was, I really hate it when you have to like speed up time, and we totally agree with that. You have to be constantly busy. It has to be constantly interesting, so you're not like building a base and then speed up time and wait for it to build. No, you're busy, and while you're busy, the base is being built because you ordered it to do so.
So in the presentation you said that it is possible to have up to 4 heroes in my party, leading my army with up to 200 to 300 units.
Per army, yes, definitely. So currently we can put 1,000 units in a map, and 1,000 units in a map means that both that the factions are included and the neutral enemies are included, etc. So that means that you're still having 200 to 300 units per army, and plus that you have the 4 heroes that command this army, and these 4 heroes have abilities. And they can have a total of 3 abilities active at a time. So there are more than 3 abilities for each hero, but you need to swap them out to get the right tool set. This still means that you have 12 abilities that you can manage while fighting.
Okay, but when I see a hero, normally they are one-man armies. They can slay down hundreds of enemy troops like it's nothing. What's with the heroes in Spellforce 3?
So they're definitely stronger than normal units because of their abilities and their attributes, but we want our heroes to be more commanders than one-man armies. We really refrain from having just your hero slaughter a whole army and then, yay, we're done. No, we really want you to have your hero be a commander for an army that he needs in order to defeat big bosses, in order to defeat enemies, or in order to complete his objective.
And what are my possibilities to customize my hero?
So we have at the start of when you make your avatar, you actually have 2 different choices to go in. You have the magical choice and the fighter choice. Each choice has 3 trees available to them, and within these 3 trees you can spec wherever you want. So for example, the fighter tree has a paladin, a marauder, and an archer, so you could make a paladin-like healing archer if you wanted. And then you have the attribute points which support that, in which you have to, for example, if you make a archer-type caster, you will need more willpower than dexterity. So you will have to put your points into that. But this is also a pretty strategic choice because our attribute points only ranged from 1 to 10. So every point you put in there matters.
So one last question to the fighting system. When it comes to battle, what are my strategic possibilities to fight?
So we actually have a pretty deep fighting system. We actually call it the triangle of combat. We have 3 major mechanics that make fighting interesting. So the first one are the hero abilities. The hero abilities work with your allies and against your enemies. So you can really use these against or for your army. The second one is the damage and armor types. So there are actually every unit has a specific type of damage that they do and a specific type of resistance against types of damages. While the hero can actually equip weapons to change its type of damage. So you really have to take the right weapon for the right job or the right army for the right job. And the third one are status effects, which is a buff and debuffing system. For example, I can shoot a large enemy with my archer, which will make him bleed. And because he has a bleed effect on it, my warrior can use a different ability that will then heal this warrior. This will make sure that you can make combos with the abilities and with the status effects to try and emulate like really vibrant and interesting combat.
I think that's it. Is there something left you would like to tell our audience about Spellforce?
Well, it's awesome. It sounds really strange when you hear it. Don't be frightened. It will be a really awesome, immersive experience. It's something we're really aiming for. We are showing some of the footage. Go look at it. Go read into it, because once you understand the awesomeness of blending these 2 mechanics together, you will fall in love with the franchise.
That's it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks
Super.
a lot for your time.